Hello everybody, it's Miss Amy. I'm in the original garden and thought I would just kind of zoom through here and show you how things are going. These are a bush style early girl tomato and they're loaded. I trialed these last year in buckets so that I could move them in and out of the barn and in and out of the garden, and they did okay, but they're doing great over here in these raised rows. I don't know if they'll be much earlier than the tomatoes that we have at home, but they should be plentiful. They're a little bit smaller, but they're really red, they're really meaty, and they're a little on the sweet side. I've got golden beets if you want to do some refrigerator beets or something of that nature. If you want to roast a bunch of golden ones, let me know. I've got quite a few flowers in here to keep the deer out. These are the summer peas that we're doing this year. I did a test of them last year and it was a fail. And so here we are again, and this one looks very promising. They've got some supports in here. They've been flowering for the last couple of days. And I'm hopeful that we'll have a small crop of summer peas from this. I might sell them in half-pound bags so that we can share the wealth and get peas in everybody's hands. The pods will be a little bit shorter, but they will have full-size peas. So I'll keep you posted on this. I do have a couple of the extra cabbage and broccoli plants that I had waiting at home to make sure that the last transplant did okay. I brought them over and put them in some beds here as well. I'm going to pull the peas in the next couple of days so that I can make room for more squash and zucchini in this bed. The carrots down front are doing great. They're just about ready to be pulled. The green beans in this garden are going crazy. They have oodles of flowers and beans. There are some beans in here that are getting really close. Like this one is almost as long as it needs to be, but it needs to put on some thickness. It needs to get fat. Look at that. Those are almost done. So green bean season is almost here, and we're going to have quite a bit if this is any indication. We may have enough to pick a half pound or a pound or so this week. I'll keep you posted. Once we get past this baby stage, they really start to take off. This is a new summer squash this year, and it has been the most productive and the most uniform summer squash that I've grown so far. I've been really happy with it. And there's a second batch here that is waiting to take over when these start to go out. There's a third batch that I just seeded a couple of weeks ago over on the other side. The zucchini, there are lots of zucchini and zucchini flowers, but right now we have a lot more male flowers than we do females, and we need the females because they're the ones that produce the fruit. So we may have a cycle of a week or so where we have tons of flowers but no females. There are a handful of little ones in here, so we should see a bit for the markets this week. And then I've got the second ones here waiting in the wing to grow up and take their place. These are the red cherry tomatoes. There are 2 plants on this 12-foot trellis, one on each 6-foot panel. And Monday's maintenance day, so they will get trimmed, they'll get tucked, they'll get tied up, they will get tidied, and we'll get them not looking so much like a jungle. This is their companion, which is a yellow cherry tomato, and it's got a pretty good number of fruits on it considering that this plant was a lot smaller. There are a few radishes coming in that last bed. These are the fall onions. They're really doing great. I need to hill them up a little bit. We have carrots all over the place. These carrots I've been pulling just a little bit out of. I pulled 2 bundles for today. I'll be able to continue there. These are babies, and then there are itty-bitty micro babies coming. I've also got some carrots, regular carrots and yellow ones over in the garden at home too. Cucumbers. Let's talk about cucumbers. The cucumbers used to be on this trellis. We developed overnight a wilting disease on the cucumbers. and I did a video and shared it in a market gardening group, and the folks there kind of agreed with my initial inspection. I believe it was a bacterial wilt caused by cucumber beetles. They can carry the disease and transmit it to the cucumbers. So to prevent any further disease or transmittal, I pulled them out. I've treated the soil here with a naturally occurring bacteria, a good bacteria that grows in the soil, and we'll see if I can get some things back in there. But don't worry yet, because I already had, those were our early cucumbers, and I already had more in the ground and growing. So we've got some cucumbers here that are just starting to vine. They will probably be flowering in another week or so. It might be a couple of weeks before we start to see any fruit, but our temperatures and our humidity levels look pretty good for the next 10 days. So I'm hopeful that I can get these pea shoots off of this trellis and start to get these trained up this part of the trellis. I have the next batch already in the ground with seeds when we started to see that wilt, and they have sprouted and they've got their first leaves coming. So we may just be out of cucumbers for 2 weeks or so. I'm hopeful that we'll get some more back in that amount of time. There are lots of beets, red beets, golden beets, red beets. If you're looking for beets for pickling or roasting, just let me know and I'll get you some beets. We should have beets from now until the end of the season. I've got beets, I think, in 5 different stages. So in a nutshell, that's the overview. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoy these videos and enjoy seeing the different things and how they're progressing. I've got a couple of these beans that are acting like they are vining. That's interesting. They can do whatever they want as long as they produce beans. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.